This is Lou from Dr. ACULA, and you're listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown Podcast.
Hell yeah, Lou, thank you so much, man, for coming on this tonight. I am stoked to be talking to you. It's kind of hard to see, but I wore my Dracula shirt tonight in honor of you guys.
Very cool.
It's hard to see it. It's hard to see it, but it's there, and it's for you.
Cool shirt. See, you got Frankenstein in there.
Yeah,
too.
it's got all the
monster universe kind of.
Exactly.
Nice.
I'm a huge horror fan. Huge horror fan. So growing up, I always kind of connected with fans of the genre of just loving horror and collaborating it in their music, like Misfits, and so I've been a fan of you guys for quite some time now.
Sure, yeah, thanks, man. Always been a key element with us, the whole horror thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. I feel horror is a topic that comes up a lot on this podcast. You know, we get metalheads together, we get mental health and rock and roll, and somehow horror always pops up.
Kind of just hand in hand, right?
It absolutely is.
Right?
Absolutely is. I love going to like horror conventions, and there's a few I go to where there's like metal bands playing too. Like I feel we're all just one and we get it.
Yep, absolutely. I saw, you ever seen the band Fulci? I saw them a few weeks ago with Cannibal Corpse. They were opening for.
Oh,
they just had like straight up, like Fulci is an Italian director. He did like all like Italian slashers in the 80s and stuff. So that's where the band name comes from.
Okay,
Fulci.
cool.
But yeah, they just had like Fulci movies playing in the background like the whole time they were playing. So you just seeing people getting like shanked and like, you know, all kinds of gore and stuff like that. It was pretty awesome. It was cool.
So Dr. ACULA. So the name was inspired by Dracula and just horror. Is that where the name originated from, or is it kind of just like how did the name of the band come up?
So it was originally a one-liner by Mitch Hedberg, the late great comedian Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, Mitch! I love Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah. The line was, he's like, I went to go see a doctor. All I did was suck blood from my neck. Don't go see Dr. ACULA.
Oh,
so that's pretty.
Yes,
that was the whole line. So yeah, we were like, that's a band name.
That is sick. I actually did not at all think about that, and I love Mitch Hedberg, and I have listened to his live stand-ups for years now. Yeah. I think my favorite
took that, and then Scrubs did a Dr. ACULA thing too, and everybody thinks we got the joke from Scrubs, but
didn't even know that was there.
I think Scrubs was a tribute to Mitch.
Okay. Yeah, I think my favorite Mitch Hedberg joke is I think he said, I went to buy a donut and they asked me if I wanted a receipt. Why the hell would I ever need a receipt to buy a donut? I'm not going to eat it and then go back and try to. Well, why do I need it? We don't need to bring paper into this transaction.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Classic.
Mitch Hedberg. Oh man. All right. So anyway, for anybody who doesn't know who Dr. ACULA is, who has just been somewhere completely out of this world for the last 20 years, what can you tell us about Dr. ACULA and just a kind of surface level who you guys are and how long you've been doing this and what you got going on?
Dr. ACULA's got a pretty, how should I say it? It's a pretty tumultuous past, I guess, as far as just the lineup that we've had and the sounds that we've made over the course of the career that we've had or that we've shared between all the people that have been in this band.
Yeah.
It started with just like, 7 of us actually in 2005, and we kind of caught the MySpace wave, and like we got really big off of playing like the MySpace scene core kind of stuff. And
hell yeah, there were so many bands I found at that time.
Yeah, I mean, MySpace
oh my god,
was awesome back in the day. It was
Bellicus,
like
Across 5 Aprils.
Oh yeah,
just to name a few.
Totally, yeah. Those are a couple of big ones. Yep.
Yeah.
And and then we've pretty much been. I was in the band up until 2009, and then I left the band And they continued on until 2011 or 2012 or so, and then they stopped. And then right before COVID, we got together for a reunion with a band, The World We Knew, and that Bellicus actually played that show too.
Oh, cool.
And
You,
then we
you
just
said
kind of
that
kept
was
on going.
you said that was before COVID. You said.
That was just before COVID, so that was like right as it was about to kick off. Maybe was it 2018? Could have been early 2019. No, it was early 2019. I think that was. Um, but yeah, so we played those shows with them, and we had written a new song uh, before that show just for fun, and then we kind of just kept going, and then we wrote a whole new album.
Yeah, it
We
came out in
self-titled it.
2022.
Yep, we self-titled it Dr. Acula. It was pretty much the original lineup on it
Cool.
from 2005. So that was pretty cool to do, and here we are today.
You talk about how the lineups changed a little bit, and I've connected pretty well with a band called Boar, who has Danny in the band, and Danny is also in Dr. Acula now. How long has he been part of the band for?
Yeah, so Danny joined us about a year ago. Bill, who was also an original member, he moved out of state pretty far away, and he's down in South Carolina, I think, and it just wasn't gonna work with the commute, I guess. And
Sure.
we just kind of, Danny was right there to kind of slot in and play some shows with us, and he's been with us since. So
Yeah, very talented musician right there. So this came out in 2022, and you played a show right before COVID. Did COVID at all play a role into you guys kind of focusing in on some new music and wanting to make a record? How did that year and kind of just those emotions build up to this new one, or did it have nothing, or did COVID have nothing to do with it, and you guys wanted to redo this? What you guys wanted to make some new music anyway?
yeah, I don't think we did have intentions of making new music, but I don't think it would have happened the way that it did without COVID because of the specific conditions it put on us. Because before that point, we were like kind of a get in a room and just kind of throw riffs at each other sort of band. And the thing is, when you're like 19, 20, I feel like that's okay because you're at the practice space every night, and a lot of nights nothing comes out of it, and it's very disorganized and chaotic. At least for us. I mean, some bands maybe it works, but
Sure.
it kind of seemed like a lot of nights it wouldn't be very fruitful. And like, now at our age, it's kind of, we're not hanging out at the practice space every night, and we're just kind of getting together like once or twice a week. It's like we have to come into the room with stuff. We can't do that whole just throwing riffs at each other thing anymore.
Yeah.
So COVID kind of forced that transition to where we couldn't be in the room anymore. Rob was living in Brooklyn at the time, and then like everybody like basically fled the city, so he actually moved out to Pennsylvania for temporarily. So even if we wanted to like get in the same room, it was just that much harder because he was in Pennsylvania. So it pretty much turned into we just adopted remote work, and we just started composing entire songs pretty much on our own. Instead of like going into the room and being like, oh, I have a riff and throwing it out there, it was, I have this entire thing that we can work on. And I think that it led to us composing more songs and probably better songs than what we would have gotten out of those like room sessions, because we just didn't have the time to sit there and refine stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely something COVID gave us, time.
Yeah, so it definitely it gave us the time to do it. It gave us the sort of impetus we needed to, I think, write the way that we needed to in for our lives at this point. I think we needed to really pick up this whole everybody working independently and collaborating, once everybody's got material sort of thing. It just really worked better for us. And I think that it also gave us, the darkness. We were like all kind of, I mean, it was fucked up. It was, everybody's isolated from each other, and
there was a light. There was a lot to write about and to vent out about.
Yeah, it was a trying time. And it's not
Yeah.
even just like the things that you were experiencing at the time. It's like because life stopped and you just sit there and you think about like all the other things in your life and like
Yeah.
all you got is just time to sit there and think.
Yeah.
And you know, you address a lot of things maybe you weren't addressing beforehand. So
Yeah.
and I
It
think
forced
that
us.
happened for us.
Yeah, it forced us all to kind of reevaluate our lives and who we are. What direction do I want to go now? Because I remember me personally, I went through this whole kind of awakening process. I'm like, who am I? All right, do I when work comes back, do I want to go back to that job? Do I
Yeah.
want to take it? There was just my relationship at the time was just spiraling, and it was just there was a lot of emotions going on, and I took a lot of it out in my art too. I wrote a lot of scripts. I do a lot of script writing, and so I wrote a lot of like psychological things, and it was kind of just writing itself at that point.
Very cool.
Um,
Very cool. Yeah.
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 So the lyric portion of it, how much of the emotions went into the actual lyrics and the meanings behind the track? Was that all kind of pulled from that time frame as well, and all those emotions, or kind of a mix?
So don't go to sleep is, or this is stay out of the basement. Don't go to sleep. I was like, those two songs are interchangeable to me. The song before it, Don't Go to Sleep, is sort of like a techno kind of like drill sort of song that kind of mirrors or does mirror the guitar riff of Stay Out of the Basement. And the electronic song existed first. It was just me kind of like, you know, fucking around with all the new equipment that I got, you know, to work on stuff at home. And,
Yeah.
you know, COVID stimulus, I bought a couple of sweet new things and like I was messing around with stuff. So I wrote that electronic song and then I was like, I wonder if that would be cool as a guitar riff. So yeah, so I translated that over into Stay Out of the Basement. So the thing with that song, with Stay Out of the Basement, is the lyrics for it were kind of an amalgamation of a bunch of things that I had jotted down in my notes in my phone. Like there wasn't anything that I specifically wrote that I over that time period. They were going back to like 2012, 2014, like really, really
Okay.
old notes that are in my iOS that I had like grouped together.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
that I would kind of, you know, when I'd be out like partying or something like that, and I'd be like whacked, and I'd just pull out like I'd get like a little hint of inspiration and pull out my phone and like write something, and that went to like a specific folder in my phone, like notes that I didn't really remember writing, and that's pretty much what like Don't Go to Sleep was, or Stay in the
Oh.
Basement was built on. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. A lot of bands have come on here and said that, COVID inspired them. They started in COVID. They wrote a new album in COVID, and a lot of their lyrics come from that time. But this is interesting. If I'm understanding you correctly, you wrote these kind of around that time, but it was inspired by previous events that you were reflecting on during COVID. So it wasn't about COVID in that time, but it was you reflecting on yourself and the life and the things that you've noted down from like 10 years, 8 years previously, and you were kind of bringing those emotions back out during that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Pretty much.
that's great, actually. That's actually not an easy thing to do,
Yeah.
especially when that time passes 8 years.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, it was. There was some old stuff I was going through, and some of it was funny to go through, and some of it was a little painful to go
Sure.
through. But
Yeah.
but there was some specific stuff that I was looking for, and I gathered a bunch of just like, 1, 2 liners together and kind of made a cohesive idea out of them. Like I knew what the idea was that I wanted the song to be about. I just wanted to go and get the lines from like everything that I had jotted down. It was like, it was like hundreds of lines of random stuff that I had jotted down over the
Yeah.
years.
Cool. Yeah, that's actually a very inspirational thing that you did, because a lot of us hold on to these traumas or events and it shapes who we are and we kind of just hang on to it. But when you can reflect on it and kind of let it go through music, there's this whole kind of healing journey that you go through. When this album came out, like when it was released, And because 2022 was still a little rough too, the following years after
Yeah.
COVID, like it took a couple years to really kind of, get things up and going again. When you released the album, how did it feel just emotionally that like you've finally been able to let go of these things, and now this music is what it represents, and it's the audience's now to interpretate it and connect to it. So yeah, just how was that like emotional journey of just letting it go and releasing it?
It was just really cathartic in general, just because it felt like the deck was stacked against us just with COVID. And, it felt, obviously a sense of accomplishment having pulled it off, in that time. But it was really just like that was the first music that I had released in a while, and being it was Dr. ACULA, which is pretty much the first band I was ever in, was just a pretty cool, a pretty cool feeling to be able to say like we accomplished it, and we thought that we said some, we got some stuff off our chest on this record, so it felt good to like get it out there.
Yeah, it almost seems like a full circle moment where it's like you guys stopped doing this for a while, but you realized just how much it meant to you, and kind of took a minute to kind of find all the right pieces, and life happened, so people went different ways, but it felt like it needed to happen when it did happen, and there was some shit you needed to get out, and I'm sure everybody did, and this was the result of that. And
yeah,
here we are today talking about the track Stay Out of the Basement. It reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Don't Look in the Basement. Yeah, Stay Out of the Basement. Well, you have teased this enough, and I think it's time for us to listen to this and dissect some of the lyrics. And I'm excited now, knowing the backstory of where it stemmed from, to kind of dig in your brain a little bit.
Definitely, man. I haven't listened to a while either.
Cool. All right, this is Stay Out of the Basement by Dr. ACULA. Let's break it down. All right. We're gonna pause it there because I just want to keep listening to it. So I was telling you earlier. So on this show, I usually have a first-time reaction, and so I say what it means to be in the moment and how I interpret it in that moment and what I'm feeling. But I can't do that with this one because I've heard it. Feeling like the fog is lifting. Creeping sense of dread. Almost sounds like a vampire, where it's like, maybe not a vampire, but like just that, like being at night, the sun's coming up and a vampire's dreading it. Feeling like the fog is lifting, creeping sense of dread. It's almost like you don't want the light to come, you don't want the day to come. Existential, uneventful. There's just nothing there. I fucking wish that I was somewhere else in another time, putting distance between your existence and mine. Somewhere else in another time, putting distance between your existence and mine. And then you go on to say, I'm always down, but I like that little spin, but never out. Break these lyrics down, Lou.
So this is so like I said, this is taken from some really old like notes I had in my phone that I jotted in there when I was, doing whatever I was doing, partying, just out doing my thing. And that's really kind of what this song is about, is like, especially back in the days that I was in the band, it was just an every night kind of thing. We were just getting like, it was just partying all the time. And
Sure.
it gets tiresome, and it starts to feel like very artificial, at least for me. I mean, like, like I had a hard time kind of really, I guess like getting fully into that whole kind of thing with my whole chest, like I was just like, I guess like I should say that, like, you keep doing that over and over for a while, then it gets like boring, and you kind of start to see like through what that whole kind of culture is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like things that would be in my head, I guess, towards the end of.
Once the burnout happens, it's then you
Yeah.
reflect on and be like, hey, maybe this wasn't maybe this isn't the way that I should go.
Right,
When you
right.
feel
And
that
that's
burnout, yeah.
Yeah, and that is going back to like that time, when I was around in the band, and like right after I had left the band, and was kind of figuring myself out. And there was just a lot of those nights. So
Mm.
there was plenty of those like notes that I had made because I wasn't really happy, but I was still going out and doing it. So that's kind of so the fog is lifting, is really just like coming to the end of like, whatever the night is,
Mm.
or the next morning in some
Yeah.
cases. So it's that's kind of the fog that I'm talking about.
Uneventful. It almost just seems like it's the same thing over and over again. So it's just
Yeah,
not even
uneventful,
fun
and
anymore.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm just like passing time pretty much.
That's a
So
tough place to be in.
yeah, oh definitely, yeah, something to reckon with for
Like
sure.
it's like, what's my worth? Like, what am I doing? What direction
Yeah,
am I going right now? But
yep,
you're also in a band and having fun, so it's a weird balancing thing.
yeah, yep,
Ugh.
definitely. Yep.
One thing I think is really cool about the inspiration for this song is you guys were somewhat inspired to bring this back up by COVID, and then you go back and reflect on the time from 8 years ago, and then you write about it and put it out in 2022. But one thing I think is awesome is a lot of times when bands kind of put new music out, you don't really know what to expect. You don't really know because, some time has passed, but it's new, but it's also the feelings of like where you were when you were in that band. So it's new music, but it almost seems like it's just like a continuation and like a reflective moment on that part of your life. So it's new music, but also kind of still old thoughts and old messages. So it's
Yeah,
like, huh,
yeah, definitely. And I
I like
had
that.
sort of written it to be like kind of like tongue in cheek as an old Dr. Acula song, because there are, a lot of old Dr. Acula songs are about this exact topic, like partying and like, just
Yeah.
the whole thing. So
Yeah, this
it's
seems like the perfect song and the perfect kind of way to approach a new album. That's
yeah,
sick.
yep,
That's
yep,
sick. I'm always down, never out. I like there's a positive spin on that. There definitely is.
yeah,
I might be down. I'm going through this hard time. I don't understand what's going on. We're in a weird place in the world right now, but it's not taking me out. I'm still here. So I like that. So even though you've gone through rough times, you've had to question your life, existential, uneventful, not wanting to be here almost, somewhere just different. But I acknowledge that I'm in this fight and I might be down, but I'm never out. I love it, dude.
yeah. And there's like sort of a
That's cool.
dual meaning to that. Like I'm always down and never out. Like I'm down to do whatever, and that's like, that's
Cool.
so that's sort of it's
Yeah.
sort of like making fun of myself and the way that we were back then. Like, yeah, I'm down,
Ah.
let's do it again. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I love saying I'm always down. I use
yeah,
that quote all
yeah,
the time. I like
yep,
that. So when I first heard that, it took me to a place of just like being in a bad mindset, but knowing your worth and your value and your strength and being able to pull out of it. So I like that. I like that. No, I'm down. Let's do it.
yeah, yep, totally.
Very cool. All right, let's keep rocking out. All right, we're gonna pause it there and go over some of these lyrics. Chemical reaction, nearly fatal interaction. I want to close my eyes. It's anesthetic. It's my aesthetic. It's the wolf I deprive. I'm not even here. You're not even making any sense. There's no fucking point to anything. I just keep the bottom pointed up. I'm drinking to survive. Just in case you're asking, I'm not even dancing. I'm trying to stay alive. Whew.
Those are dank.
Those are brutal lyrics, man.
Those are pretty dank, yeah.
A chemical reaction, so I know this is definitely a stretch, but for me, I deal with a lot of mental health issues. Why I started this podcast, but one of the things is dealing with bipolar, and it's a chemical reaction. It's a chemical rewiring, bad wiring thing up in my head, and it has been nearly fatal for me several times. I want to close my eyes. I'm not even here. You're not making any sense, because my brain just goes wild sometimes. There's no point to anything, and I feel that with my chemical reaction daily. I keep the bottom pointed up. I'm drinking to survive, just to feel something different almost. It's like, if I don't drink, if I don't distract myself, if I'm not taking myself out of this position, I have to sit here with my thoughts and actually deal with them. I'm just trying to stay alive at this point.
Yep.
It's a hard one. What does this part mean to you? I would assume it's a part, because you're talking about, partying and drinking. Is this all kind of just in the mindset of being in a place where you don't even know what's going on while you're out? Is just so repetitive, so recycle. It's such a cycle, and you're just like, there's no point to any of this. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. I end up doing the same thing. I start in the same place. I end the same place. Like, I'm just trying to stay alive now at this point. Is that kind of where you're coming from?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. In that way, and also
that actually was going to lead to my next point. And if this is too personal of a question, we can just say pass. So, when you were 20 years ago, first starting this band, it was a whole different time in your life, and you went down this path. You went in this direction. The band kind of did its own thing for a while, and then you came back and started reflecting on those days. Was there something deeper kind of going on that made you want to go this route when you were in this moment of these lyrics? Was there something deeper there that you didn't want to feel that you were here? You wanted to be somewhere else? Was it just the alcohol? Was it just the partying? Or was there something deeper that you were kind of masking there? Was there something that you reflected on later, like after you have left the band and after you've kind of reflected on that time of your life? Was there something you're like, oh shit, I was doing this, and it had nothing to even do with what was going on in the moment, but it was just something deeper that I needed to tackle?
No, I don't think so. In that respect, the song is pretty like on its nose.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
But it was
I would
still
say
rough,
that's,
man. That's because
yeah,
it's easy
definitely.
to get kind of caught up in it too. Like sometimes you just go with what's going on, and it becomes standard of this is how my life's going. You just get caught up and lost in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to stay alive, and this is highly relatable to a lot of how people felt during COVID during 2020 time too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It was, and that was probably a little bit more, a nod to the times as far as like my
Hmm.
decision to include that line because that was in the, like that was in my old notes, and I was like, I guess that's like kind of topical. I could bring that in.
Yeah.
Um, so, that's definitely an aspect of it too. And the wolf I deprive, like that whole line, like that just sort of lends to, you know it's an aesthetic, it's my aesthetic, it's the wolf I deprive. Like, yeah, that's what I do. It's like I just party and I just don't really feel anything. Like, and the wolf I deprive, it's like knowing that this isn't doing me any favors, but I'm just not really able to do anything else.
I really love these lyrics, and one of them is because it's so. I know what you're saying, and I know what the meaning is, but you can just see a lot of these things in such a different way.
Yeah.
Like it's the wolf I deprive. For me, I feel we all have this like inner. We all have this place that we can pull from. And
Mhm.
I think when you say, I'm going to let my beast out, or I got to let that beast out inside of me, it doesn't always, or the wolf out, it doesn't always mean a bad thing. It can just be someone who's hungry, who's ready to go out and tackle the world and be aggressive. It
Totally.
almost seems like a motivational thing instead of like a flipping it and being like, oh, this isn't, I act this way, I deprive myself, but you can also look at it and just like, no, I still have this wolf in me, this passion, this drive in me, but I deprive it for some reason because I get caught up in these other outside things.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, we don't have any new lyrics, but let's write it out and continue to chat afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm always down, I'm never around. 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 My time is staying alive. I'm trying to stay alive.
Very cinematic. That's one of the
Yeah.
words that comes to mind as the song rings out.
Yeah. We
and
put
and,
a
and and even during it too, like during that little like what would you call it, like when they like that little dance thing comes in, that little techno part, what is that considered?
well, that little break, but that's actually a part of that's a part of the song that leads into it. That
Okay,
interlude
all right,
song. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
Go to Sleep. Yep.
cool. I like how you tie things in together and stuff, and look, I don't know, it's like those little things that artists do
Yeah.
in their music to kind of connect things together. And I love concept albums, when I can listen to something and it's all the same, they're all related to the same kind of story. Like, I love stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it was originally one song, but I was like, I don't really know if I want like a 5 minute song with like a 2 minute trap intro. Like, should probably split that out so people can listen to it if they want to. So just make it like a little interlude.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. No, it is
that's
cool.
why they go together so well. But yeah, they were originally one song.
Cool. Well, how did the fans receive this new album when you guys put it out? Like when people first started listening to this track and some of the other ones, what were just some of the reactions from it?
It was pretty positive. I mean, people were kind of surprised that that we could put out a record like this because we've never really been, I guess, serious before. And it was definitely higher quality songwriting for sure, because like I said, our old method back in the day was just kind of throw shit at the wall, and like it would result in these songs that like now we call them parts monsters, where it was just basically just different mosh parts shoved together, like and just connected by like hasty breaks or like weird time changes and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's the song. It's just because it's your riff and your riff and your riff, smushed together. Where now, like, since we were coming in writing whole songs, I think that that obviously just led to having just better songwriting in general on the record. So yeah, it was I think people were surprised by that and just pumped that we had like the original singer back and the original lineup in general. So
It was a heavy comeback, man.
yeah, it was
Like I feel like
fun
when
to do.
yeah, I feel like when fans, including myself, heard it, it was just like, yes, this is what we needed from them right now. It wasn't something else. It wasn't like a whole different direction or anything. I was just like, I felt it was new, but it was heavy, and it was just what we needed.
Yeah, and we were also trying to be cognizant of, like, the band has, like I said, it has a very varied history. Like the band that put out Slander sounded totally different than the band that put out, like, the first couple of like MySpace demos.
Sure.
So we were like, what's kind of something that, what kind of sound are we going for that can kind of marry, the entire discography of this band together and make it sort of cohesive. And that's another reason that we wanted that we self-titled it, because we were just like, I think this is a good, name to give something that's pretty much feels like we're trying to make like a culmination of everything thus far.
Yeah.
Just
We still have that new stuff.
songwriting.
We still have that old stuff,
Yep.
but we got some new shit now too. We combine it all together. Love it, man. That's so cool.
it.
So besides your music, besides recording and Dr. ACULA stuff and any other project that you may have been involved with when you're actually making or writing lyrics or playing music, what has music meant to you in your life, and how has music kind of guided or given you motivation outside of what you do, like just on a day-to-day basis, the effect that just music in general has on your mental health and guiding you through your life?
It's pretty much been it was my first love, I would say. I mean, some of my earliest memories are around sitting around the stereo in my parents' house and listening to music and listening to whatever CDs they had. And
That's cool. It brings you back to an older time with your parents. I love it.
yeah, and I mean, not even with my parents, like I would just sit there and just listen to their CDs all day and pretty much sit in front of the stereo.
I used to sneak my dad's CDs with the parental advisory CDs they didn't want me to listen to. I would go through a CD booklet at night and listen to them and then put them back in.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that was tough back then. My parents were actually very cognizant of that, or my mom was cognizant of this. Like, my dad was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
My
Same,
mom was like, make sure nobody bought me like cursing, any record with cursing on them. So
yeah. But yeah, so it just brings you back to it seems to a calmer time, and it was your first love, and it's just when you listen to music and you play it, it's just natural. It's what you love doing.
yeah, it's kind of like I've never been good at meditating or really like doing any of that kind of stuff, but I find that I get the same effect from just like sitting down and playing my guitar, and I could just be like just noodling around. Like it clears my head. And I just realized after a while, I'm like, I guess this is kind of like the effect that people meditate for. Like you're not thinking about anything else. You're kind
Yeah.
of just flowing.
You're in the moment.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I feel. Like there's times when I'll just kind of like be playing, and it doesn't even feel like I'm playing. Like I'm not moving my hand. My hand is just like kind of a conduit, and I'm just like, and it's the cycle of like from my hand to my ears, and like I feel it through my whole body. Like it's and that like I realized that was happening, that I was having those moments like playing.
Just even talking
wow,
about it, you're lighting up, man.
I was like, damn, I'm really like vibing right now.
Yeah.
Like, and then I realized it. I was like, this is just kind of this is my meditation. This is like
your therapy.
my time. So yeah, totally. So yeah, it's invaluable. There's no price I could put on it.
The power of music and what it does to us emotionally, physically, mentally, and the effect it has on your fans and anybody listening. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it really is. And it's that's like going back to when we were younger, we were playing like bigger shows, and when we were playing to like young kids especially, it was always the coolest thing in the world to me to like look down and see like kids like freaking out in front of us on the other side of the barricade. And I'm like, man, like it was just it's so rewarding that I've been able to like give even to a few people like that feeling, because I know that it's the greatest feeling in the world. So it really is it's all because of music that I've received these things and that I've been able to give them to a few other people. So
yeah. Power. Feels good. Well, you talk about shows, and I wanted to call out a couple of shows that you got coming up. One of them, well, actually, I think both of them are with Bellicus and Across Five Apples, right? You got one at Amityville Music Hall, and then one in New Hampshire, I want to say, coming up with them too.
Yep, New Hampshire.
Yeah. How does it feel kind of touring with those guys? Have you ever, like back then, you guys all kind of started around the same time, and is this your first time playing with these guys, or is it like best friends from like a long time and you guys are doing this again, or like what is that relationship between Bellicus and April's for you?
Bellicus we've played with before a few times. Like the most recent reunions Bellicus played. Or the most like the World We Knew show that we played in like 2018. I was talking about Bellicus was on that. Right. And obviously back in history we played with them, many times.
Cool. Ever at Amityville?
I don't think. Probably. I don't know if I remember, but probably. I mean, chances are, yeah.
Probably, because you both are from Long Island, right?
Yeah. Chances are good, because AMH was the only, like back then it was called something else, but it was still the same place. It's where we've all been playing for pretty much the better of 20 years. So I don't know if we've ever played with Across Five Aprils. I remember seeing them a lot of times, and I always really enjoyed them. I remember seeing them at the Acacia Strain one time in particular. It was like 2005, and I was like, I love this band. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I saw them a few times after that, but I don't remember if we ever got to play with them.
Okay. Well, it's a stacked lineup, man. It's a stacked lineup.
Yeah.
It's a very lethargic show.
Yeah.
Of just getting everyone together again, and especially with Bellicus doing the 20-year anniversary, and it's just like it's going to be a wild night for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited to see everybody and have all the old friends out, and I hope we get a bunch of people out there, new and old.
Absolutely. So besides the two shows, what does 2026 look like for you guys? New music, other shows you got going on. What else is in store for us?
We don't have anything booked right now besides this. We do have a lot of new material in the tank right now, and we've kind of just been writing for the past like year or so. So yeah, we're probably just gonna go in and record some new stuff this year. I don't know at what
Sick.
point.
So you're giving us hope that
Um,
there's new Dr. Acula coming at some point, maybe this
yeah,
year.
I mean, it's gonna be like whenever we just get in and record it. Because right now we probably got like at least a heavy, maybe like an EP or two worth of music. I don't know if we're gonna do an
Oh,
LP or not, but we have probably like 10 decent songs. So in various stages of completion, mostly done.
sure.
So we've got at least like 10 sessions of Pro Tools.
So what you're saying is there's no reason to hold out on us then if it's January and you already got about 10 tracks. There's no
Yeah,
reason to hold
we
out
got
on us.
yeah, we got stuff. We can do it. Yeah,
Sick.
the year is young. We got 361 days to get something out this year. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Hopefully we do.
I really hope so. Well, I am stoked to see you guys in what now, just about a month or so, and it's going to be a
Yep.
great show. If anybody's were to come up to you and ask you where is the best place to find everything Dr. Acula, and where can I go just to stay updated on everything, where would you send them?
I would say follow our socials. Our Instagram usually pretty updated.
What's
Our
that
Facebook
handle?
by way of Instagram. So it is Dr. Acula official on Instagram.
Super easy. No reason to not go follow them.
Dracula. Yeah, you pop
Dracula.
that Instagram, it'll come up. It's our logo. You can't mess with it. Yeah, so there's that. We actually have a TikTok too. I don't use TikTok. I try to resist it. Somebody else runs it, but we do post. We've actually been posting some pretty cool stuff to it.
Oh, cool.
Some like really old videos we found of us from like 2006 and like,
Oh, sick.
way back. So yeah, so we don't keep it like updated with all the latest. So I would say our Instagram is probably the place to go for news.
Okay. Instagram at Dr. Acula official. Dracula
Yep.
official.
Yep. That's it. And then-
Well, Lou, thank you so much for coming on here and telling your story and diving in these lyrics with me. I know sometimes these conversations are not easy to have, especially when you put it out there. But I think the more that we talk about this through metal music, I think it's so important, man. It's so important. And when you have legendary acts such as you guys come on here and it's like, hey, if these guys can talk mental health, I think I can too. So
Yeah.
we appreciate
Yeah.
it, man. And
I really appreciate it, and thanks for having me, and thanks for the kind words, and thanks for your interpretations of the song too. I mean, it was great to hear somebody else's interpretation, and that you took my lyrics, in a different way, and connected them to you, and that's awesome. It's, what you do it for. So it's great.
absolutely. Is this one? Do you think going to be on the set list for AMH?
It actually is. Yeah,
Yes.
we haven't played it in a while, but we're gonna dig it out.
Sick.
Yeah, it's been in practice the past couple of sessions, and it's sounding pretty good. So we'll bring it out.
Dude, well, February 6th, I will see you at Amityville Music Hall with Velicus, Across 5 Aprils, God's Eyes, Firing Squad, and Adora Avea. I just saw God's Eyes for the first time at Gold Sounds with Boar a couple weeks ago. What a show.
Yeah, I was bummed I couldn't make that. I was held up that night. But yeah, they are always excellent.
Yeah,
They're really
what a
good,
show.
And God's Eyes, both of them.
And Firing Squad was playing that night too.
Oh, they were on that night too?
Yeah, they were on that. That's the first time I got to meet them in person. First time seeing them, meeting them. And then the boys in Miracle Blood from Boston.
Wow, that's
Good
cool.
fucking
Yeah.
band, man.
Yeah, I'm
Miracle
excited
Blood,
to see
fucking
Firing
amazing.
Squad. That band's good.
And then Sleep Sculptor was there that night too. It was a stacked night, man. Well, hopefully they'll do it. We'll do this all again very soon and be rocking out together. But we definitely will February 6th at Amityville Music Hall. Lou, thank you so much, brother. This was an absolute blast and an honor for me to do this with you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to seeing you.
You too.